Everyone knows.
Japanese films go straight for the body. And the upcoming Korean film doesn't just hit the soul, but also has a high artistic value. This is also director Kim Dae-woo's
After the film, Forbidden Quest,
the first remake of a mysterious crime work. But unlike the original The Dark Side, the love triangle in this movie is more attractive, but the main cast has a bright appearance and good acting skills. So, I don't allow godfathers and godmothers here. I've never seen male and female leads with such high artistic elements. Quickly forward it to your friends to watch together.
The rich girl want to test the loyalty of the poor boy.
The rich young lady deliberately asks her best friend, locked her in the secret room of a newly bought mansion. This room is entirely fitted with one-way mirrors. From the secret room, every action outside can be clearly seen, but the mirrors prevent anyone outside from seeing in. After exchanging a knowing farewell with her best friend, Soo-yeon discovered there was no signal at all in the secret room. Little did she know she had already fallen into her best friend's trap. Soo-yeon was completely unaware. She was feeling smug, having already prepared food and drinks, so she wouldn't have to wait long on an empty stomach. But not long after,
she heard the door open.
Soo-yeon found her fiancé, Seong-jin, who, just as planned, had watched the breakup video she'd prepared. Seong-jin looked utterly devastated. On the contrary, it made Soo-yeon extremely happy. Her purpose in doing so was originally to see how much her fiancé loved her. After 2 days of observation, she discovered that her fiancé's emotions were gradually collapsing, and she also went from her initial smugness to starting to worry. Seeing her fiancé looking so distraught, she suddenly felt the prank might have gone a bit too far. Now that her goal had been achieved anyway, she decided to reveal herself and give him a surprise, making her fiancé adore her. But little did Soo-yeon know, just as she used the key to the secret room to open the door, she found that this lock couldn't be opened. Before coming in here, she clearly remembered her best friend using this key to open the door. How come she could get in but now can't get out? As for Soo-yeon, seeing Seong-jin washing his face, Soo-yeon originally intended to bang hard on the glass door to attract his attention, but in front of the glass mirror outside the secret room, still couldn't hear any sound, nor could she see anything inside the mirror. Only then did Soo-yeon realize the danger. She turned around to get her makeup and continued banging on the glass and pipes. However, not only did her fiancé hear nothing, but Soo-yeon, using too much force, ended up breaking her cosmetics and injuring her hand. At this moment, she was isolated and helpless. She finally understood what it meant to cry to the heavens and call to the earth, Unear. Seeing that the food supplies stored for days were about to run out, she began rummaging everywhere. It was then she discovered instant noodles left here for many years. But these biscuits had long since gone moldy. But to fill her stomach, she had to brush off the mold from the bread. Then, she crumbled it and dipped it in some expired seasoning packet to eat it dry. Although the food issue was temporarily solved, her secret was in here.
Only her best friend knew.
So she could only hope her best friend would come, after 2 long weeks of waiting. While Soo-yeon was drinking water, she was shocked to find her best friend Mi-ju appearing before her eyes. Soo-yeon was overjoyed, thinking that her savior had arrived. "Hey, are you still in there?" But when Soo-yeon saw the flushed face, and the deliberately naive question from her best friend Mi-ju, she realized a serious problem. How did you get in here? That's right. How did Mi-ju get into her house in the middle of the night, and in such a drunken state? It wasn't until Mi-ju said provocative words that Soo-yeon realized that her most trusted friend had deliberately taken advantage of her absence, approaching her fiancé. "I said I couldn't drink, but he kept forcing me. He probably wants to devour me."
Are you crazy?
And only now she knows that the key Mi-ju gave her was fake. The real key is still in her hands. The main purpose is to get revenge on Soo-yeon. After seeing Soo-yeon's reaction, Mi-ju gave a sinister smile exactly like Soo-yeon's. Clearly, she felt no remorse at all. On the contrary, she found things getting more interesting. So Mi-ju deliberately asked the mirror, "If I let you out, would you forgive me?" At this question, Soo-yeon didn't hesitate at all. again hit the water pipe with all her might, creating vibrations to show that she forgave what Mi-ju had done. But Mi-ju seemed very unhappy with this answer. Then I'll do something you can't forgive. What do you mean? When Mi-ju left the restroom, Soo-yeon also rushed to follow her, arrived in front of the mirror in the bedroom. Only then did she discover Seong-jin hugging Mi-ju's waist. The two of them continued to embrace right in front of Soo-yeon. But only Mi-ju knew that Soo-yeon was definitely watching everything unfold. So she decided to push things further, step by step moving onto Soo-yeon's marital bed.
All the furious Soyeon coup
Just desperately pounding on the glass, and screaming her lungs out to stop. But the two people outside couldn't hear anything. On the contrary, the secret room was equipped with a loudspeaker. Sounds from outside the secret room were transmitted inside, amplified several times. And so, under both visual and auditory torment, she could only be sadly silent. But once there's one time, there will be a second. Once the door of desire is opened, it will lead to things that can't be stopped. At first, Soo-yeon was still restless, but as time went by, she became numb. Clearly, only a wall away, but she understood that there was nothing she could do now. There's no point in going crazy. And why her best friend took revenge on her so madly. I have to start from a few years ago. At that time, Soo-yeon, as a senior, took her junior Mi-ju to this secret room. A special feeling arose between them. Soo-yeon made Mi-ju listen to her even more. Later, he became her slave. After that, the two of them secretly got together. To avoid the eyes of outsiders, the two of them often snuck into this secret room,
seeking a différent kind of tree.
And this secret room was actually a secret inside their teacher's house. But many years after the teacher retired, Soo-yeon, who came from a wealthy family, paid a large sum to buy this house from the teacher, and assigned the task of renovating the house entirely to Mi-ju. During that time, Mi-ju kept imagining that this would be the sweet home for the two of them later. Little did she know, until 3 months ago,
Soyeon met Seong-jin,
the man she considered her destiny, and he completely changed Soo-yeon. Soon after, Mi-ju received a breakup notice from Soo-yeon. At the same time, she thanked Mi-ju for her hard work supervising the construction. Now, this dream house, she wants to use it to marry her fiancé, Seong-jin. It was like a bolt from the blue. Mi-ju was mercilessly abandoned. From this very moment, she began plotting her revenge. Little did she know, the opportunity for revenge would come so quickly. Just 2 weeks prior, Soo-yeon, whom she had said she would never see again, actively sought out Mi-ju, because Soo-yeon realized her humble fiancé, Seong-jin, just didn't fit in with her crowd. Even his future mother-in-law could see it. While everyone was singing and dancing at the party, this unapproachable future son-in-law was hiding in the kitchen, washing dishes. But why are you washing dishes? We ran out of glasses outside. In his mother-in-law's eyes, this was supposed to be the maid's job. But this is how she responded to Seong-jin.
How sensible of you.
Seong-jin initially thought he was being praised for his hard work, until he heard the sarcastic words that followed. Only then did he realize. This old woman verbally praised my looks, and my determination to become a conductor, saying I still had potential, was diligent and hardworking. It sounded like praise, but Seong-jin could sense from her tone, her deep-seated contempt for his background. He also understood she was implicitly mocking him for being weak, for wanting an easy life. So in his marriage with Soo-yeon, a marriage where they weren't equals, Seong-jin always felt inferior, even on his home ground. As the orchestra's conductor,
Seong-jin's rehearsal arrangement
were all handled by Soo-yeon and her mother. She's the chairwoman who founded this orchestra, so he could only talk to other people, to hide his awkward position. And as Seong-jin's girlfriend, also the orchestra's cellist, Soo-yeon absolutely wouldn't allow her man to get too close to another woman, whether it concerned Mi-ju before, or concerned Seong-jin himself now. Soo-yeon both reveal their desire for absolute control. That's why Seong-jin's inferiority and resentment completely exploded at this moment.
Why do you humiliate me like this?
Who? Me? Being in a meeting with all the members present, did you two hold a separate meeting? Does she really have to let everyone know the conductor is just a puppet? But Soo-yeon also didn't expect that Seong-jin would suddenly show such backbone. But she loves this man too. However, to ensure she wouldn't have any regrets, she had to perform a test before the marriage, to see what place in Seong-jin's heart she truly held, so she could easily control him after marriage. She thought in front of the mirror, suddenly remembered that in the teacher's house, there was a little-known secret room.
So she knocked dans the mirror.
And found the secret room behind it was still there. And the person who knew the exact location of the secret room and the key was Mi-ju, who had helped her supervise the construction back then. And that's why Soo-yeon reached out to Mi-ju. Mi-ju, who pretended to cooperate with Soo-yeon's test plan, laid a trap, giving Soo-yeon a fake key, causing her to willingly fall into the trap. During the 2 weeks she was locked in the secret room, Mi-ju pretended to be the person Soo-yeon introduced, to replace Soo-yeon's vacant cello artist position. That's how she first met Seong-jin. Seong-jin was already annoyed by Soo-yeon's sudden departure, and this replacement, claiming to be Soo-yeon's junior, even used an extremely poorly written CV.
For the interview.
You just recorded some music you like, didn't you? What do you mean? No. How could you use such a simple piece for an audition? Because Schubert is my favorite. The reason is his music is the saddest. Listening to sad music.
Mac me file sad.
So I really like it. Actually, Mi-ju had already learned from Soo-yeon that her fiancé likes Schubert's music the most. After these words, Seong-jin, who was angry, calmed down. But those words just now seemed to have hurt this woman's pride, especially when seeing Mi-ju driving that old, small car, trying to stuff that cello in. Seong-jin felt like he had met a kindred spirit in a similar situation, so much so that after she left, he kept listening to the music Mi-ju played over and over, carefully listening to the one who shared his taste. It was this casual demeanor, yet it sparked curiosity. That made Seong-jin curious about Mi-ju. The next day, Seong-jin went to find Mi-ju to apologize, and invited her to join his band.
Just like that.
Mi-ju successfully joined Seong-jin's band, replacing Soo-yeon's vacant cello position.
And the beautiful Mi-ju
seemed more suited to Seong-jin's taste. It wasn't just about appearances, but also because they shared the same taste in music. Gradually, from work to life, feelings gradually developed between the two. After a seemingly simple meal, Seong-jin realized their backgrounds were quite similar. Whether it was hobbies or values, they're all from the same world. Then, after Mi-ju's seemingly unintentional remark, Seong-jin, who was lost in thought, seemed to find an opportunity on his own. I really want to have a few more drinks, but I don't think any places are open anymore. So, he actively invited Mi-ju to his place for another drink. After a few weeks of drinking, the two, like fire near straw, quickly became entangled. And this scene,
Soo-yeon, locked inside, saw everything unfold.
After a few struggles, Soo-yeon, locked in the closed room, was also completely helpless. She didn't care if this was a conspiracy or not, just begged Mi-ju to let her go, and Mi-ju seemed to hear Soo-yeon's plea, then asked the mirror, "Come out. You'll probably hand me over to the police, right?" "No, I won't."
Grasping the chance to survive, Soo-yeon
desperately knocked on the pipe inside, trying to use slight vibrations to let Mi-ju know that she might not pursue what happened. After all, she was the one who was wrong first. But even so, Mi-ju remained unmoved. Instead, she told Soo-yeon in the mirror that she seemed to understand Soo-yeon, why she chose to return to a normal life. After being in a delusional world for so long, suddenly returning to a real and more realistic life seems more important than being delusional. So now Mi-ju wants to replace Soo-yeon, to enjoy this realistic life in her place, not only having enough material things, but also passionate and romantic love. Hearing these words, Soo-yeon completely breaks down. She went crazy, smashing everything inside, trying to stop the woman in front of her from taking everything that rightfully belonged to her. Just when she had run out of options, she spotted a valve switch nearby. It was the valve controlling the hot and cold water in the bathroom. She wanted to use this to create an opportunity. Luckily, this time she succeeded. Soo-yeon's actions scolded Mi-ju while she was showering. Seong-jin was worried about her, so he went in to check. But Mi-ju sent him out, claiming there was a problem with the faucet. But Seong-jin kept this in mind. Very quickly, he found a plumber to provide a solution. After inspecting it, the plumber said that the structure here was quite strange. The walls seemed to be reinforced thicker. If they wanted a permanent fix, they would have to seal the old pipe. This also meant that once the repairs were done, Soo-yeon would no longer have a chance to call for help. Soo-yeon felt extremely desperate, trying to find a way to stop them from working now. So he pulled the water valve. Goodness, that scared me. Damn it, it must be a ghost. The plumber was startled. He had already heard some strange noises, and now this suddenly happened, making him feel very unlucky. So he refused the job. Just as Seong-jin was finding it strange, his mother-in-law suddenly came to his house. She told Seong-jin that this time her daughter Soo-yeon's running away from home was very strange. She was usually so stubborn and headstrong, yet there's no record of her leaving the country. You see, she knows her precious daughter too well. If she goes a single day out without swiping her credit card,
she can't survive, let alone 2 weeks.
Besides finding no trace of Soo-yeon, there have been no transactions on her account either. It's as if she vanished into thin air. So the mother-in-law had no choice but to suspect Seong-jin. She had to suspect him first for now. So he called the police to the new house to investigate. But the police just followed procedures and didn't find anything. Seong-jin was extremely frustrated. He could only turn to Mi-ju to confide in her. This time he went to Mi-ju's house. He accidentally discovered that Mi-ju's door password matched Soo-yeon's birthday, although Mi-ju explained that it was the password left by the previous tenant. She was just too lazy to change it. But the next day, his mother-in-law came to Seong-jin again, saying she had watched the video Soo-yeon left dozens of times over and over. She finally noticed a detail. There was a hand behind Soo-yeon's mirror. This also means that when Soo-yeon was filming the video,
there was another person there.
And when Seong-jin saw that hand, he was so shocked he couldn't speak. Because of the jewelry on that hand, he was too familiar with it. That bracelet belonged to Mi-ju. Seong-jin was filled with suspicion. He went to Mi-ju again, taking advantage of the moment she was cooking. He quietly tried using Soo-yeon's birthday to unlock her phone, but the first attempt failed. But very quickly, he used Soo-yeon's full date of birth, and instantly unlocked Mi-ju's phone, and discovered intimate photos of her and Soo-yeon. After that, Seong-jin got angry. He confronted her about why she cheated on him. Mi-ju frankly admitted her relationship with Soo-yeon, and said that everything was done according to Soo-yeon's arrangements, from renovating the house, to helping her run away, then came to fill the empty spot, all because Soo-yeon told you to. What? Are you someone who just follows her orders? Are you her subordinate? Her slave? Mi-ju thought carefully. She really was like Soo-yeon's slave, but there was one thing. It was something this slave decided for herself. That developed into a relationship with Seong-jin. But Seong-jin felt deceived. When he pressed her for Soo-yeon's whereabouts, Mi-ju said she didn't know either. Helpless, Seong-jin could only go back and calm down. But unexpectedly, while washing his hands, he then discovered something unusual about the faucet, and all of this was Soo-yeon's doing. She knew Seong-jin was an atheist, so she was sure he would notice something unusual. The result was just as Soo-yeon expected. Seong-jin muttered to himself, "Is that you, Soo-yeon?"
Soo-yeon, turn on the faucet.
Unexpectedly, the faucet turned on the next second. Seong-jin finally understood. Before, when he and Mi-ju were close, Mi-ju looked in the mirror with a sinister smile. He felt something was a bit strange. And Mi-ju's weird behavior while bathing too. He felt even more uneasy. Plus the weird thing that happened when fixing the plumbing.
Combined with what is happening now, Seong-jin then knocked on the mirror.
He discovered it was empty space behind, so he pressed close against the mirror, calling Soo-yeon's name. "I'm inside, I'm right here." He became even more certain Soo-yeon was trapped behind the mirror. He immediately turned around and picked up a nearby flower pot.
Intending to smash the mirror to save So-yeon.
But just as he was about to act, Seong-jin stopped, because he suddenly realized So-yeon could react to what he said, proving that she, inside, could hear and see.
Everything happening outside.
So what happened between him and Mi-ju was all seen by So-yeon. Seong-jin understood So-yeon's personality. If he rescued So-yeon now, so he, who had struggled greatly from being a poor boy, to rise to his current position as a conductor, would see it all vanish because of this impulsive decision. And So-yeon seemed to understand Seong-jin's hesitation. So inside, she screamed with all her might. But these words, Seong-jin couldn't hear clearly nor hear at all. Then he coldly walked away. The hope that So-yeon had painstakingly sparked was once again cruelly extinguished. After that, Seong-jin sought out Mi-ju, confronting her about why she did it. And Mi-ju admitted that she did it. But she was completely disappointed in So-yeon.
She's a bad person.
She only knows how to take advantage of others, and threw it away. What Mi-ju said was harsh, but it made sense. But Seong-jin wants to know what Mi-ju plans to do next. After all, she was the one who caused the trouble. However, Mi-ju said, she didn't force So-yeon to go in, but because of her own desires, she willingly went into the secret room and couldn't get out. Even when the police finally found her, she didn't think she was guilty. Instead, she gave Seong-jin the decision, saying that if he thought she should be released, then So-yeon should be released. Seong-jin was restless because of this. He didn't know how to face So-yeon. But it wasn't his fault. On the other hand, So-yeon kept hiding things from him.
Her unknown past.
Just as Seong-jin was wondering if his career was important, or if human life was more important, he received a strange message. It was a distress message sent by So-yeon. So Seong-jin immediately went to find Mi-ju. She also said she had received So-yeon's message, but Mi-ju herself had previously confirmed that there was no signal inside the secret room. This could be a trap. But Seong-jin is already very panicked. Wrong decisions keep compounding, while she still has a breath. I have to let her go. Maybe I can still receive So-yeon's forgiveness. And what made him even more worried was, his mother-in-law seemed to suspect him already. She once said that So-yeon apparently didn't really want to be with Seong-jin. That's why she left home, if So-yeon couldn't come back. So for the mother, keeping Seong-jin seemed very unreasonable. Therefore Seong-jin, afraid he couldn't hide it anymore, asked her for leave in the afternoon. Unexpectedly, the person manipulating these messages, it's So-yeon's mother. She used her connections to clone So-yeon's SIM card, targeting the people So-yeon frequently contacted. She sent messages with different content, to test who would react. Unexpectedly, the ones who reacted the fastest, were these two. Seong-jin was hasty and reckless. Tell Mi-ju to open the secret room obediently, otherwise, he'll eventually choose to call the police. After all, between going to jail and losing fame and fortune, he still knows how to weigh the pros and cons. Until they went deep into the secret room, the two of them discovered that So-yeon was dying. Mi-ju, fearing that she had accidentally killed her, was the first to check on her. Are you okay?
She's still alive.
Hey. Wake up.
Come on, wake up.
So-yeon used what little strength she had left to struggle with Mi-ju. She wanted to vent all the resentment and anger from the past few days. Luckily, Seong-jin pulled them apart just in time. But Mi-ju screamed that So-yeon was crazy, that they had to leave quickly. But Seong-jin knew very well who the boss was, so he pushed Mi-ju away forcefully, directly knocking her unconscious. Then he turned to his real So-yeon, showing his loyalty,
pulling the weak So-yeon out of the secret room.
And Seong-jin also listened to So-yeon,
ignoring Mi-ju lying inside.
Everything after that was left for So-yeon to handle herself. Seong-jin, who had originally planned to turn himself in at the police station, received So-yeon's generous forgiveness. There's no need. I'm hungry. Order some takeout for me.
You want kimchi stew.
Even Seong-jin didn't expect Soo-yeon to become this generous. Little did he know. Her revenge was only just beginning. After that, she made an excuse to take a shower, eagerly going to the mirror, to revel in the boasting of the ultimate victor.
Mi-joue. Go ahead, stand in front of the mirror.
Less than 2 weeks after Soo-yeon recovered, she successfully married Seong-jin. The two of them look affectionate. They kiss each other's cheeks every day, like a harmonious and happy couple. But right after Seong-jin leaves, Soo-yeon vigorously wiped away the saliva that disgusted her. Then she straightened herself up, and went to see the teacher who sold her the house. Before that, Soo-yeon heard from Mi-ju that the teacher actually knew about what happened between her and Mi-ju. So, while pushing the teacher's wheelchair for a walk, she warned her. Hey you. Did you
Badmout me tout mi-joue?
calling me a bad guy who uses and throws away? But I really liked you before that.
Loose lips sink ships.
The teacher thinks she's probably done for, but she's overthinking it.
The other party only came to give a final warning.
Meanwhile, Soo-yeon, after finishing all this, went to the refrigerator at home. She grabbed all kinds of food and necessities, then went to open that secret room. And in the secret room, a person was being held captive, and that was Mi-ju. But looking at her condition, it didn't look at all like she had been treated violently, but willingly put shackles on their feet, and become Soo-yeon's slaves. Perhaps from the beginning, neither Mi-ju nor Seong-jin could escape Soo-yeon's desire to control. Following her manipulations, people and things around are going the way she has set. But how could the two escape? Couldn't escape Soo-yeon's control over their fundamental human nature. Seong-jin was afraid of losing his career, afraid of returning to poverty. Mi-ju was afraid of being abandoned again, but their inner desires never faded. Ostensibly, they were forced to be rehabilitated again. In reality, they were enabling each other, each getting what they needed.